In the Raminator and Rambouncer videos, sometimes you guys suggest things like tires or motors or things like that, but I don't think you're grasping the size of it. The weight, 75 pounds for the Rambouncer, 100 pounds for the Raminator. Just as an example, this is a 1/10 scale truck, right? This is one axle off the Rambouncer. Just the front one. Let's get to showing some more comparisons. Let's go. Here are a few normal everyday objects as compared to the axle. I'm not using forced perspective or any of that stuff. I mean, just look. They are monsters. Here's your drill. I use this thing every single day. I mean, there. This is an XRT. The axle is pretty much as wide as the wheelbase of the XRT. And now it's time to move outside because everything I need to show you now won't fit on my table. Let's go. This is it as compared to a 1/10 scale Rift. Pretty crazy in size difference, huh? As compared to an SCX6 Bouncer, big old difference, huh? Telling you guys. 1/10 scale Armageddon, it's not even close. A normal width X-Max is still small when you look at it from above. The Creighton 8S, or in my case the Creighton 12S, it's a little closer, but still kind of small when looked at from above. As you guys can see right there, DBXLE, not even the DBXLE is got the same long wheelbase. Not even close. And now we, hold on, I see some green back there. There we go. Man, look at that. Whoa. This is a great shot to show you guys the difference between the Rambouncer and the Raminator. Now my Raminator is lowered. Some of you guys with the Raminator all jacked up, it's gonna be a bigger difference. The side-by-side on them is also very different. Look at that. I can tell you right now, the Rambouncer is insanely stable. I had to set the zoom out on this one to try to get everything in there. They are pretty huge. I gotta tell you guys, it's pretty awesome seeing these two side by side like this. And now I had the big Monster Jam tires or the Raminator tires on the Rambouncer. Didn't like them on there. Same axles. I've also got the black bumpers to go on this one to get rid of the red. Yeah. As far as the wheelbases go, they're almost identical. I think I've got the links adjusted a little bit different on the Rambouncer, but they are right there. Portal axle SCX 6x6. Yay! It's at least as long as this thing. Ha! So now that we've seen all that, one of the things you guys really comment on are tires. So let's do a tire comparison. Just general stuff that I have right here that I can show side by side. Back to the table. Okay, let's get started. There's my Rambouncer tire, which is the mega tire for the Raminator. This is your typical 6S basher truck. This is off of a sledge right here. Also, might I mention, those take 24mm hexes. This is off of a Rift. So, yeah, not even close. Obviously a 12mm hex here. As where these have, 17mm hex. This is a typical 1.9 crawler tire. Alright, so 4.75 or so. Right there. Here's another one. You see how big these tires are? Now this is a SCX6 tire. A little bit closer, but still so much smaller, right? This is a Losi 5B tire, an actual fifth scale tire. You can see it once again, it's tiny. Although this does take a 24mm hex on there. It's tiny. Here is an X-Max tire. Now, the X-Max size tire, or like the tire from a Creighton 8S, will go on, but it just doesn't look right. And the rollout is lower and all that. Now, this is a really big X-Max tire right here. J Concepts Magma. Monster tire, but again, it's nowhere close. And here it is next to the Raminator tire. So it's a smaller tire than the Raminator, both in diameter and width, and it's a lot easier to spin. So when I ran the monster tires on my Rambouncer, I was happy to put the little ones back on. It just seemed to fit it better. Another thing that we can look at are the shocks. Now these are your standard V3 primal shocks here. So I've got to find much softer springs and figure piston work out to make these work without busting pistons. Softer springs will bring the ride height down to where it needs to be. So monster shocks here. This is a typical 90mm crawler shock. I mean, just look. Yeah. This shock here is pretty much like a 1/8 scale race shock, like off of a buggy or something like that. And as you can see, not even close. This is a SCX6 shock right here. Came off of one of my SCX6s. And again, not even close. And that's kind of a beefy shock too. This shock here is the same size as the X-Max shock. All right. Look at this. Kind of, sort of, not close, but it's interesting here. What about those holes? Look to be the same. This would lower the bouncer a lot, possibly stop my piston breaking. Huh. I may have to actually try these. I've got 4 of them. It's supposed to be a good hardened shaft down here. 4mm bolt right here, 5mm on the Raminator. It'll be a little sloppy right here, but I'm going to try these. Maybe. We'll find out later. And with all that said and done, I got to at least do a little rip, right? At least do a little bit. Almost 40 miles per hour this thing's got. And it's wild. So yeah, if anybody happens to ask how big it is, now you know. Yeah, now the interesting thing about all this is that the overall size of the Rambouncer is huge, but when you put it next to what it was based off of with the axles, the Raminator, it looks small, and I'm fine with that. But the interesting thing, and you guys just heard it, shocks. I want to try those shocks. I can probably come up with some bushings or something to bring these holes right here, because these are 5mm holes down to 4mm to tighten that up a little bit. So I'm gonna have to try that. If that'll work, that'll actually bring the whole thing down. I don't know. We'll have to see. Will they go on? Of course. Will they work? No idea. They're a lot lighter duty as well, so that's another one of them things. But anyways, guys, now you know just how big the Rambouncer is as compared to normal RCs. Guys, check that description. Use those links. Hit that subscribe and ring that bell. And I want you all to have an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you, guys.
If you're still watching, you are top shelf. You are the cream of the crop, the pick of the litter. You are phenomenal. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. It means a lot to me. Now, down below, there are links for the products you see. Also for channel memberships, if you guys want to be a part. Channel members get early viewing on pretty much everything that I can. So, guys, check that description. There's a lot of info down there. Thank you all for watching.